Welcome to week 8, my $0 to $100,000 challenge. This video is gonna be a little bit different from my previous videos. I'm gonna be running over my metrics for the week, reviewing the week. Starting out with Monday, I had 4 calls on the calendar. I took 3, I closed 0. So I had a 0% closing rate on Monday. Not a good day. Tuesday, I had 8 calls on the calendar. I took 5 of them and I only closed 1 of them. So I went 1 for 5, that's a 20% closing rate. Still not good. Wednesday, I had 6 calls on the calendar, 3 calls I took, closed 1 of them, and also got a follow-up call closed. So went 1 for 3 in the day, 33%, but also got that follow-up close, huge. Started feeling a lot better on Wednesday. Then comes Thursday. Thursday I had 9 calls, 4 of which showed up and 0 of which closed. I did get a follow-up close that day for $6,000, but not a good day for Thursday. At this point in the week, I was genuinely pissed off. What was happening is my mood, I felt like I was in a massive slump. The mood was affecting my calls, causing a lot of friction when talking to people. I needed to figure out something, I needed to fix something. I'll get into what I did and how I broke down that. But Friday comes along, I had 9 calls on my calendar, 6 of which I took, 3 of which closed, 50% closing rate on Friday. So I went from 0 to 100 real quick, and I'll actually break down later on what I changed. Saturday comes around, 7 calls on my calendar. I took 2 and I closed 1, 50% closing rate. And then Sunday, I had 4 calls on my calendar. I took 3, closed 1, 33%. But as you guys can see on the top, I had 47 calls this week. 20 of 6 actually took, that showed up, and I closed 35% of those people. A couple things I need to improve on. Need to improve the show up rate. There's something going on with the pre-stuff that's causing these people not to show up. It was like a 53% closing rate. Is not good, it's horrible. Ideally you wanna be hitting 65 to 70%. I need to get the show rate up there through various ways of pre-nurturing them before the call. Another thing to note is my close rate. My close rate is 35%. That's okay, but it's not what I want it to be at. I know I could be at 45% rep, so I need to increase my close rate as well to 45%. That's just my goal, and I know I'm capable of doing it. Especially seeing how Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday I closed 0 people, I could definitely be hitting 45%, and I need to set that standard for myself. A couple things to note is commission is off, so don't look at the commission. New cash collected, that is right, so that's how much cash I actually collected this week. But I didn't keep track of the follow-up calls booked. I just kind of nurture them in my pipeline. I should keep track of them, but I don't. Let me get into the commission. So what you guys mostly care about. Super solid week, actually. So it's the October 7th to October 12th. As you guys can see, some people don't have the contract new revenue in here. That's because those are payment plans from last month coming in. So in payment plans, I made $1,000. So bang plus $1,000 on the week just from payment plans. And then in new cash collected, I made $4,580 this week in new cash collected. So bang plus another $4,580. If you guys are curious on why it says $6,000 cash collected and then $5,000 in payment, these people, I had to use a financing option called Split It, which helps them break it up into 6 months. But we get the full cash, but we have to pay $1,000 in interest. So I only get paid $500 in those. If you guys are seeing, this person is $6,600. That's because they put $3,000 in cash and then $3,000 on Split It. So I get 12% of people who pay in full. That's not in Split It. I know that might sound a little confusing, but this $6,000 right here, that's actually $720 I collected because they paid in cash, and I get 12% of that. So that's kind of like why the numbers are a little bit off. I have it inside my commission equation right here. So if you guys know Excel, you'll know exactly what that is saying. But yeah, so that's my commission. That's why cash collected. That's why I have one slide that says cash collected and another slide that says first payment, because cash collected is how much I'm generating for the company, and then payment is how much I'm getting out of that. Those are my commissions for the week. Now let's break down some key lessons and reflect on the week and how it went. 3 things I want to go over. One thing I mentioned earlier that I changed through the week is setting the tone of the conversation. My mentor gave me this idea is these people are hopping on these calls, right? I need to welcome them in. It's like having someone into your home, inviting someone to your home, you've got to be welcoming. So instead of acting pissed off, I got to be more welcoming on my calls, especially at the start. Something I was dealing with is I was going based off their energy. They weren't going off my energy. So I was adapting to them. Instead, it should be the other way around, because I should be setting the frame and setting the pace. Let me give you guys a quick example of what that looked like.
Can you see me? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Small. Is it Barrow? Am I saying that right?
Byron, yeah.
Awesome. Good morning.
Yeah,
You're in China, right?
that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, how's it going? I can see you now.
Okay, good.
You living the dream or working towards it over there in China?
Working towards a dream.
That's what I changed differently. Second thing, finding the underlying beliefs that they're not even aware of. This is part of the technique. So everyone has the limiting beliefs that hold them back from reaching their potential. It's my job to uncover those and to fix them. Yes, I'm closing these people, but my real job is essentially finding what's holding them back in life, removing that belief from them, telling them it's not true essentially, so they can be free. Let me show you a quick clip that I had with my mentor of a good example of this. Have you had a tougher question? Like what are your plans about?
I would say one of them would be like making money in a business sense, like having a business mindset. Because watching all these other like young entrepreneurs like put their knowledge out there for free, it's just like no one ever told me anything like this growing up, in my 20s. And these kids, these young men and women are like putting it out there for free. They're already millionaires, and so it's cool to see that drive.
Do you know what this guy's blind spot is? I do. Like his actual blind spot, not what he's telling you, but what his actual blind spot is.
I have no idea.
It's responsibility. Why do I know that? Look at his transcript. I want you to take his transcript, take what he's saying, and plug it into ChatGPT. Say, what is this person's behavioral blind spot? What is something they lack in their life? What was crazy about, we were on a call yesterday, and within the first minute of this dude talking about what he needs help with when it comes to trading, I'm like, let me guess, this guy just got divorced. And he did.
Really?
Yeah, because the way he was explaining trading, he's like, oh, I want to be a part of a community so I don't feel left out. I want to be with a group of guys that are all together and trading. I'm like, this guy just got divorced.
I didn't even tell it was this. It said it appears to be externalization of responsibility, meaning he subconsciously places the cause of his limitations or lack of certain knowledge outside of himself rather than examining internal factors.
Ask it, why do you know that though? What makes you say that?
Those phrases show external attribution, meaning that they point to a cause of personal limitation outward. So he's the reason he is because that's how he grew up. That's just what his environment was. And then I never learned that before, but I'm learning it now. So this phrasing signals a belief that his lack of knowledge was done to him, not something he could have changed.
So
what?
Yeah, so we need to switch his way of thinking by calling it out. Yeah. So I can show you how to do it with this guy. Hey, and it's in the NLP doc. Can I make an observation without you getting upset with me?
Yeah.
I did not say this to be malicious in any way. I say this to bring awareness to it because I've been in your shoes and I get it. Now, you're not doing it consciously, but I noticed something. Can I point it out?
Yeah.
When I asked you what was your blind spot, I've noticed you talk a lot about everyone else. How everybody else has a blind spot, and you use the word you a lot. And then you're not doing it on purpose. When I ask you what you feel your blind spot is, you talk about everything outside of your control, what schools taught you, what X, Y, and Z, and that you didn't have the answer. What do you think would cause somebody to do that? To talk about all the external things and talk about their own blind spot, and then wait for his answer, and then tell him why it's a responsibility thing, and then get agreement to it. Can you see how that way of doing things, where you externalize the fact that you don't have knowledge and you don't take the responsibility for it, is the reason you're at where you're at? That was this way to cook this guy.
That was my mentor just breaking it down. It's a really good example. Third thing, one thing I was really diving into this week is meditation and being more in a state of gratitude. What I've really done from the first week to second week that really shifted is shifting my focus and shifting my mindset. So every time I begin to focus on something bad, I learn to shift it to something I'm grateful for. Because reality is your state is what you focus on. If you focus on gratitude, you're going to be grateful. You're going to be thankful. If you focus on negative things, you're going to be in a bad mood. So one thing I've been really doing is catching myself when I focus on a bad thing and focus on a good thing. And this has been coming with a lot of meditation. I've been meditating every single morning, and this has really changed my mindset and how I'm able to operate in a day to get better every single day. And then the last thing I wanted to get into are mental strategies for next week. A couple things I need to start focusing on as a sales guy. I need to keep a tighter pipeline, organizing my leads better so I can constantly stay in touch with them. So having more organized workflow, organized leads, better pipeline, more organized so I can stay organized in the mind and I know exactly what I need to do. Second, a big reason I had a huge jump. As you guys know, Thursday I had a horrible day. And mentally, I was just like, okay, I need to change. I need to do something. Investing into myself again. So as you guys know, I'm coming from a program. I just spent $7,000. I got upsold. So they sold me. Essentially, I just wanted it because I needed it. Is a more hands-on one-on-one mentorship with my mentor. What this looks like is I get 2 weekly calls with them. The review call, which is massive. And then I get one hour call with them, as well as more direct access. Super beneficial. So I just paid another $6,500 for that mentorship of investing into myself. That's the most important part about this journey. is investing into my skill set to be better, to be a better salesman, to be a better person, more importantly. This is a mentor that's been helping me a lot with sales, but not only sales, my psychology, my mental, it's massive. And it's funny because I know my dad's probably watching this right now. I've spent $18,500 on just investing into my skill set, which is nuts. Like I've paid it off completely. It's literally like the price of college tuition. So this is really like interesting to think about. Investing in yourself is very important. And I want to be where I am today if I never invested in myself in the first place. So that's very important. I'm going to continue to invest in myself. And that's the biggest fear. The biggest fear people have is investing into themselves, taking that leap to change their life. And reality is you need to learn from someone. It's a lot more difficult trying to learn by yourself. It saves you years of trial and error and gets you results 10 times faster. The best thing, and the thing I'm going to continue to do, is invest into myself. The last thing next week is I want to continue to be disciplined and do the things I need to do every day. One thing I'm going to be transparent about is I've been kind of slipping with the dopamine, the cheap dopamine. I'm talking about like Instagram reels, binge watching YouTube. I need to start correcting this. First of all, I need to get Instagram reels. You just need to stop that entirely and then have strict schedules for when I watch YouTube or not. This is just a big thing to increase my focus and make sure I'm staying disciplined. Because it's almost like an escape route. It's a quick dopamine, and that's not how I should be getting my dopamine. So next week, I want to continue to stay disciplined because I'm still waking up at 7 a.m. every day. I'm still doing my morning routine. I incorporated meditation now, which has been life-changing for me. But it's the little things as well of dopamine, just not being distracted and just working every single day. Obviously, this isn't a thing I'm not going to snap my fingers and just become a perfect hardworking man. It's going to take time. That's what I need to give myself grace for, is learning to become that millionaire guy. Like my job isn't just to do this. My job is to build myself to the person it takes to be a millionaire. Because once I'm that person, being a millionaire is going to be the easy part. It's just about becoming the person first. So that's going to wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious on what type of content you guys want to see. If you guys want to see more call reviews, I can break down a call in the next episode. If you guys want to see, if you guys like the day-to-day versions better, let me know. Just leave it in the comments below what type of video content you guys even want to see. And I appreciate you guys watching till the end, and I'll see you guys next time.